one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hope everybody had a safe and enjoyable 4th of July weekend. And we're back to work. I'd like to remind everybody to please silence their phones, any electronic devices they have, turn them off or set them to vibrate, please. First item of business is the approval of the minutes from our June 7th meeting. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes. Roll call.
Listen to him.
Sorry, did you make a motion?
Yeah, to approve.
Okay, was there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes as they are. And seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. You sign them. Is there any mail that the members of the council would like to bring forward that they received? Our attorney's not here. Committee reports. Councilwoman Weiss, do you have anything to report?
No, but I'd like to schedule a meeting, so it is our intention to schedule a meeting before we start on the budget,
Okay.
so that we can be up on the night. So I'll get with the other two, see what works out best for them.
Okay. Councilman Strong, you probably have nothing?
No.
Okay. We have no old business. We have no new business. We might be done in 5 minutes here. First up, under additional appropriations, is the health department. No, the health department could be here. Do you know anything? Do you want to speak to it, or do we need to table it?
They just need to transfer some money to pay board
Okay.
members.
Okay, so they're seeking a transfer. It's a transfer request.
Yes.
Okay. For $445. If approved, to give them $490. I guess it's to finish paying board members for the remainder of the year. Anybody want to discuss it or make a motion?
How long is it? If this is a transfer, Jane, when this is officially filed, probably ought to put it on a transfer form instead of an additional form. Because that'll make a difference in your records at the end of the year. Other than that, I'll move to approve the transfer of $445 to the health department.
We have a motion to approve the transfer request. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is our plot transfer fees. I think this is from the surveyor. Yep.
Yes.
And he's requesting $3,900. So this is a transfer as well too, looks like.
Yes.
Okay. So same thing that Councilman Strong just suggested, we probably get this on a transfer form. Okay. Anybody have anything they want to comment on this or make a motion?
This again is a transfer instead of
transfer.
additional.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of approving this transfer request signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Now we're into the transfers. Treasurer. You're up, Mary.
I just put in a transfer for, that's money that's in our budget that I'd like to transfer up to part-time to help us through the end of the year. The postage went down this year, so we had a little bit left in postage, and we had some, the company I used for the statements gave me a little bit of a break on the statements because we had some issues last year that she straightened up, and So there was a little bit left over, and I would like to use it for my part-time.
You just sent my other ones on you. Is there any, now, there's 2 line items on here. Oh, you're requesting from 2 different,
Yeah.
okay. Anybody have any questions for Mary on her transfer request?
On your service contracts, Mary, you spent $3,603.11. Is that what Mail Masters charged you this year for their
Yes,
service?
yeah. It was actually, was going to be a little bit more than that, but they made some corrections, and then the postage got lowered, so came back with a little bit less. If you look on the transfer, the reason there is some issues this year, that I'll be needing some help in there. And I didn't want to go outside the budget. We have it in the budget, so I just wanted to transfer out.
So this is a transfer again?
It's
This
just a
is
transfer, yes.
And in essence, they're giving back postage money and other issues. I make a motion to approve the transfer.
Motion to approve, second.
I'll second it.
Okay, seconded. Thank you, Councilman Nabi. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank you.
Commissioner Jackson, I'm sorry, I was so excited, we were going through so fast, I went right past you.
I don't get to hear that very often.
You've got 30 seconds.
Works for me. This morning we had, well, it wasn't extremely busy, but we had a lot. One of the main things we did today was we did set a hearing on our CCD fund. We've set that for July 21st, which is a Thursday at 6 p.m. This is a public hearing. The auditor and I sat down this afternoon if we increase the fund to its maximum rate, which is 0.0333, we're looking at about a third of a percent. That's the maximum rate. We're looking at about a third of an increase over what we're currently funding into that. Last year, approximately 155 or so thousand went into that. So we're looking at another 50,000. Now, I don't know what the final amount going in there will be, simply because I'm not an expert in where tax caps and how all that would affect that. But absent that, we're looking at, if the commissioners decide to approve that, we're looking at about a 33% increase. I still, to this, as I stand here, do not understand that, because taxes and tax rates are the responsibility of the financial or the legislative body, which is your body. However, both the information from DLGF and from the Auditors Association says that that is responsibility of the commissioners. So that's what we're looking at. Any questions on that?
What was the hearing date and time again?
Thursday, July 21st, 6 p.m. We have to have 10 days of advertisement, and then I think it's 2 days following the 10 days.
Okay, and then the movement that we're proposing is from X to Y?
We're looking to max out the CCD fund, which is 0.0333.
That's the max.
Yes,
And
Which is our
today we're
QCAP fund.
at,
QCAP fund. I'm sorry.
we're,
You know our current rate.
Well, yeah, a third of it.
0.0232.
0.0232.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
And if I may,
Yes.
just to clarify for the public, that's a fund that can only be used for building projects and certain things. It cannot be used for the general fund. And there was a lot of talk about our taxes and raising them and this and that. And again, I can't stress enough that anybody here on council or commissioners are really wanting to raise taxes. But I just want to clarify that that is for a cum cap. It does not help our general budget.
Correct.
Okay. Some people wouldn't understand that.
Thank you. The commissioners approved me to act as the body's representative. The Highway Department's union has requested that the contract reopen for wages. And having said that, it is a contractual matter which falls under the jurisdiction of the commissioners, but it's also talking about approval of additional funds. So having said that, I would request that a council representative be appointed to sit in on negotiations with me. That way, to me, it makes sense. They can report back to you a little more easily than what I can.
Now, I did that 3 years ago with Barton, but I think I'm gonna delegate to Shirley since you're kind of over that.
And-
Unless I was over that 3 years ago with Barton, and I think I would just defer it to you since you're over that committee. If you're okay.
And which?
The Highway
The highway,
Department's
thank you.
union.
That's what I thought I heard. I just wanted to confirm that.
Okay, I'm
And
sorry.
I'm okay with that unless one of the other two members on the subcommittee would like to take that. But have you set up a time, Frank? Has there been a time set?
No, I have as yet to contact their negotiator, but I will, and I will forward any and all emails to you. Okay. The commissioners will be having a special meeting Friday at 10 a.m. This is for reference our budget, the 911 contract, and to finish our discussions we had today in our regular meeting in reference to the highway's floor, highway department's floor down there. In reference to that, I went into detail this morning on camera as to the situation down there. Long story short, if we were to file a lawsuit in reference to that, it could cost us upwards of $100,000 or more, according to our attorney. We didn't make a final decision today on that. However, I will recommend, I'll just tell everybody up front, I will recommend to the other two commissioners on Friday that we not pursue legal means, because we may wind up spending more that way. I don't like it, but you're balancing the nickel, spending a nickel versus a quarter. So far, those are preliminary figures. So I'm sure someone has questions about that. So
Mr. Baker said that's what he thinks could be the max, isn't it?
yes, he said what you're looking at are, well, obviously, if you're, and I'm sure everybody here is familiar with how things work, you're looking at office work, you're looking at preparation, you're looking at negotiations, all of which would be at an hourly rate. You're looking at, if it goes to trial, probably a higher rate. You're looking at the cost of professional witnesses. And if it goes to, it depends also, there'll be a venue. The local judges will probably not hear that. And John said it depends on whether or not it goes to federal court, et cetera, et cetera. I told the commissioners I was guesstimating probably anywhere from 10 to 50,000. He said I was probably far, far short of what it could be. What it could be. So, and then there's no guarantee we spend those money we'll win. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did you have a chance to contact the local concrete contractor I told you about to just get an idea of what the cost would be to redo that?
No, I haven't had a vacation in 10 years, so I just got back from Florida yesterday. Okay.
Okay.
The surveyor came up to me with something, It's a book that I gave it to Mike to look at, okay, because he's a little more knowledgeable than I am, and I actually wanted to include you in that also. It's a book of particular types of drains and the degree of slopes needed for them. Their trough drains, I call them, okay? So that might be an answer to the problem, it might not be. It just depends on the actual problem itself. So to answer your question directly, no. The concrete people we've had for the front steps, some other steps, the Central Avenue steps, was Smorelli. And I think we'll probably look at 2 or 3 different people.
Yeah.
But the main issue right here is whether or not we want to spend those kinds of monies and take a chance on losing.
I think,
If that-
Mark, both you and I know from looking at plans that if it's, we may have a barking up a tree that we'll get no results out of.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
You and I both agree that, I'm sure would agree that it's not gonna cost any more to slope that floor, to lower those drains an inch or whatever, so the water flows to it and slope the concrete. I mean, I think there was some comment, if I can say that or not,
You mean in the original construction?
Right.
Yes, you're correct.
it wouldn't have cost them now.
Now it's
That's a different
going-
animal,
Yeah, now.
but it wouldn't have cost them anything
cost them
additional
no
to do
more.
that. And that was some of the comments that were made, but to put a trench drain in would have
Yeah, that would
been
cost more.
more money.
Yeah.
So,
But if you just had the concrete slope, that would, even if you had a small tiny drain, it still would have drained out.
right,
That was the key, they sloping the concrete. If that went to court, would that be filed in Fayette County, or would that have to go out of Fayette County because of the situation?
Well, I'm not an attorney, but my understanding is it would be filed here, then assuming one of the local judges chose not to, which I would assume they would, okay?
Yeah.
Then they would appoint, another judge would be appointed. And then also it depends on what level you go, state or whatever.
Okay.
It's kind of like our, in case you didn't notice, our lawsuit reference to the windmills. Judge Butch recused herself, and Judge Kellerman in Franklin County has been appointed that same action. Given that, one of the things Mr. Baker looked at was our contract on that. And I think it's prudent, and I recommended to the other commissioners, and we asked Mr. Baker to prepare for us some boilerplate language, and I think we'll put it into ordinance form that above a certain level, a certain dollar level, any and all contracts negotiated with, by, or for on behalf of Fayette County or whatever will contain language which requires arbitration in the event of a dispute. As you know, mediation is not binding, arbitration is. An arbitrator will be a heck of a lot less expensive than a lawsuit, and that is binding. So he's going to prepare, and I think if you got a $5,000 contract, an arbitrator is going to cost you $10,000, so it doesn't make any sense to have all contracts included. But I think what we'll do is put a certain dollar level in there that we come up with, he agrees to or whatever, and we'll put it in ordinance form, and from then on, any and all language should contain that. Other than that, our 911 contract has to be approved by the 17th, I think it is. We will probably, we have a special meeting Friday, so we can vote on that there. We will probably make a decision on that. Other than that, I don't see anything else that I've forgotten, other than the air handler we were down in the jail has been repaired, it's brand new. We still have 12 others that could go at any time because they're original to the building. They also have a water heater down. He is hoping to get the parts in and get everything done yet this week to fix that. So, any questions?
And to see how much it will cost to secure the jail.
We have a means to do it that was recommended by the state jail inspector. I don't want to go into that publicly. But yeah, we are going to get figures because I asked Bill Gray to get me an idea of what it's going to cost. It's a relatively, I say relatively low-cost method without knocking out walls, etc.
Back when they built that jail, how did it get to be constructed the way it did?
I wasn't there.
I'm not blaming you, I'm not blaming cost.
Well, it had a lot to do with it. First of all,
Yeah,
you
because I've talked to the ex-sheriff of Franklin County, I think on the inside they got like steel.
Yeah, Jim, but I don't want too much public knowledge about what the problem was.
Frank, I'm
okay?
gonna tell you something. Every prisoner over there knows what we're doing. They got TV over there and they got paper over there. And all of them one cell block seen it all. They know what's going on. You know what's
Well,
happening.
Jim, it might have been constructed properly back then. You'd have to get the original.
Well, I don't know.
It wasn't the only jail that this was done with.
Pardon?
This wasn't the only jail in the state of Indiana that this was done with.
So I would imagine it was built to code back then.
You know, I don't know. One thing I asked you is
Mhm.
how it was supposed to be built.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine it was built to code. Now,
But since the code's changed,
well, codes change constantly, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, and you can tell me better than I can, the jail was originally built to accommodate a second story.
Yes, it was.
But you're talking about building codes and requirements from 1989, and we're not suggesting this, but I'm just saying hypothetically, would the codes today support a second story on there?
Yes, they would still be fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions about anything? If I've forgotten something, I looked at my notes, but I really don't. Oh, just one quick thing. We will shut down Ziegler and Memorial for half of the road on October the 1st. The city police are looking to have a 5K run, so it's going to be basically like when we shut down Ziegler for the go-kart races. So, any other questions? Thank you.
thank you, Frank.
Are there any patron concerns?
I'm not concerned. I got a report on Russ. Russ Seidel was in St. Vincent Hospital with his heart. He's going to need a new valve and he's having congestive heart failure. And he's been in there, what, Mark, about 3 days, 4 days? Yeah, so I don't know how long he's going to be in there, but if anybody wants to, they can send him a card. I don't have the address, but I can get it in. But he's going through a bad time right now.
Well, that answers the question that was asked earlier. So thank you for
Okay.
keeping us up to date. Is there anything else?
Did we have any 144 requests this month, Jamie? Did anything come over from 911 that you know of?
No?
Okay.
What you're supposed
That's
to
your
do?
question?
I was thinking there was supposed to be, but I'll catch up with that tomorrow.
I got a question. On the 11th, July 11th, we're going to have another special meeting about the state of tax. Is there any reason for council to be there for the simple fact, we've already expressed our concerns, you know, the issues that we're going to have, problems we're going to have, because it all falls back on the city. I mean, it's,
Well,
I'm just,
I guess you make a good point. You have voiced your concerns. I mean, I feel that I should be there, and
yeah. Well,
And-
I'll probably be there, but I'm
if
just
Dale wants
curious.
to be there, and I mean,
And don't we also have a couple of other things on the agenda? And we're supposed to hear the report about the ambulance service, I thought.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's going to get, yeah, I think you're right.
Just come on into town, Mark. It'll be worth it.
to answer your question, I mean, like any meeting, it's elected for you to be there, I
Yeah.
think. I mean, I feel an obligation to be there, but
Yeah.
if you feel that you've heard what you needed to hear and want to be there, then that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Any other concerns or anything else that we want to bring forward?
Well, that was my question, that we still had the agenda items from the
Yeah.
women's voices the opportunity to present them. Okay.
We don't want to stifle the women's voices. I know what happens when you do that. You get in trouble. I don't need any more trouble.
6 PM in the
Yeah.
conference room, correct?
Yeah, try to fit everybody in. So, if not, I'll entertain, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Being adjourned.